Oculus just unveiled its highly anticipated Rift virtual reality headset, which you can see right here. It's the first of its kind available to the masses and comes bundled with a wireless Xbox One controller. Joining us now is Bloomberg contributing editor David Kirkpatrick. He is CEO of Techonomy Media. He's also author of The Facebook Effect. So you write about the Facebook effect. What is the effect that Facebook wants Oculus to achieve?
Well, it's actually longer term than what we heard about today, because Facebook doesn't really intend to become a gaming company and isn't even that interested at the Facebook level in gaming per se. But gaming is a transitional means by which Zuckerberg sees the virtual reality and augmented reality tools will move toward becoming the interface for all computing, certainly the interface for social computing. So it's very important for Oculus to create a viable business in the meantime, so they're going very heavily into games.
You mentioned augmented reality. What's the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality?
Well, virtual reality is completely immersive, where you put something over your eyes and you can't see anything else, and you have what's called presence. You're somewhere else than where you actually are in your mind. Augmented reality allows you to see the world around you and impose upon it virtual elements so that you can sort of interact with virtual things that don't interfere with your ability to also be in real space.
And David, investors like virtual reality. It's hot for them. Why is it taking so long for the payoff?
Well, it isn't really taking that long for the payoff. I think the fact is this is a huge transition for the entire computing and technology and entertainment industries. And we're seeing actually very rapid development of the technology, but the amounts necessary to invest in order to get there are very high. So we have, for example, Magic Leap, which is one of Oculus's sort of quasi-competitors that Google has invested in. They've raised over half a billion, and they have not even announced what they're doing with it. So in some senses, investors have to be patient, but I think when the payoff comes, it's going to be really big. I think Facebook will make quite a bit of money in the gaming from Oculus in the interim before they start using it for the things Zuckerberg really was interested in the first place, which is an interface for computing.
Okay, you talk about investors being patient, excuse me. When Facebook bought Oculus a year ago, they paid $2 billion for it. How patient can investors be when you have a price tag like that?
Well, I mean, Zuckerberg's a super long-term thinker, so he paid $21 billion in the end for WhatsApp also, and, you know, he got a great deal on Instagram, but, you know, he spends big when he believes in something for the long term. Now, there's a lot of controversy of who's going to win. There's no certainty that Oculus is going to be the virtual reality winner, but today's announcement was extremely aggressive. They announced a bunch of elements in their sort of ecosystem of tools and partnerships, and I think it was something that shows they will be a major player, certainly in the gaming space.
Let me ask you what may be an obvious question. Google Glasses didn't really take off because no one wanted to wear them. So why does Facebook presume that people want to wear something as wieldy as those goggles, those ugly goggles?
Well, those ugly goggles you're not intended to wear walking around in the real world. You wear them sitting at your desk or standing in your living room, and that's it. You know, augmented reality stuff, which is sort of what Google Glass was part of, is intended to sort of assist you as you move around the real world.
So it's not a mobile device in any way?
No, this Oculus Rift is a totally non-mobile device for the time being. It's something that you put on and you sit and you play a game. Maybe ultimately you watch a movie or have some kind of entertainment experience. But for right now, it's all about gaming, things like, you know, they call space shooters and really aggressive dinosaurs and dragons coming at you, etc.
Just watch Game of Thrones.
David, Oculus holding its own separate event today. Why do you think that's so important? Why is that a milestone?
Good question.
Well, Oculus is coming out of, you know, the closet, so to speak, today for the first time. The only thing they've ever really publicly sold is something called the Samsung Gear, Oculus Gear VR, which is an attachment to certain Samsung phones. That's a much simpler kind of tool, essentially for watching 3D, you know, virtual immersion movies. So this is the big product that everybody's been waiting for from Oculus, that they've been developing ever since the beginning. So it's a very big deal.
So are they're showing everybody we can still stand on our own?
Well, I think they wouldn't be doing a lot of this if they didn't have a lot of Facebook's money behind them.
Absolutely.
So, in fact, they no longer have to stand on their own, and they have the tremendous backing of a giant of technology.
Hey, I just want to get your thoughts on Facebook expanding to this buy button with Shopify. They have a like button, now they have a buy button, and this is something where they can finally monetize on people's data beyond advertising. How significant will this be?
Well, it's still a beta test that Facebook has just announced with Shopify to allow you to buy something right in your news feed from a certain number of
vendors.
Specific small businesses mostly that are partnered for the test. But the fact is, buying things inside Facebook makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for us as users because of the convenience factor. It makes sense for Facebook because they can keep users inside their quote-unquote walled garden and in order to keep doing things with you, showing you ads, giving you experiences. So it's a holistic way of building the Facebook experience to include shopping much more thoroughly. It's a threat potentially to Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, and other big companies that are in the purchasing space online.